Welcome to day 10 of Quiltmas. I'm so glad you're here. My name is Chris O'Neill from Sew the Distance, and I can't wait to get started with the project that we are going to make today for this event. If you're unsure what I'm talking about, or you just want to get reacquainted with the rules, here you go. There are 12 creators, quilting YouTube creators, who came together and we're doing a collaboration the 1st through the 12th of December. Each day, another YouTuber will be posting a video. In the video, we give a secret word, so stay tuned for that. And then on the 12th of December, there's going to be this form you fill out, and you have to take all 12 of those secret words and put them into this form. Easy form, don't worry about it. It's going to be easy to do. And then there's going to be a drawing for our projects. Everything that I just said is also in the description below. So if you forget or you have any question, anything, let me know. And also make sure that you watch tomorrow where Dave's Craft Room, don't you just love Dave? Dave's Craft Room is going to be doing his video. All right, let's get started with the project that I chose for this year's Quiltmas. Now, you know how much I love free patterns. There's so many out there, and I found this one. This is Riley Blake Designs. It is called Under the Tree Table Runner. It's very, very cute. And I'll put a link to this below. I love this pattern. It's simple, but not. It gives you a lot of techniques, which I love, especially if you're a new quilter, and it's super forgiving, even though it seems a little scary when you read the directions. So let's just first talk about the fabric, and then I'll talk to you about how I approach this. Now I'm going to make mine scrappy. There are fabric suggestions in this if you want one that looks exactly like their sample. However, I really love scrappy quilts, and I love to take patterns like this and make them scrappy. So I pulled together a bunch of scraps. So you're going to need reds, a background, some greens, and then you need a little bit of brown for the tree trunk. And you can see that I just kind of kept with the same tones. One of the things I chose, and it was kind of my theme piece because our theme is stars, so I wanted a fabric with a star in it, is this really great fabric that has stars and little reindeers. It's just so cute. I've had it in my stash forever. So this was my start piece. I wanted everything to kind of be that same tone, so I pulled fabrics that were along that same color family. And then I got my background and this, and then, oh, I do have a stripe that I forgot to put in this pile. That is going to be the Christmas package bow. So if you look at this, there's a package in the middle, and the bow is striped, and I'm going to keep with that theme. You'll see why when we get there, but it's going to come together well. I did a sample blog, and I love it. But before I do anything, even picking these fabrics or the colors or any of that, the first thing I did was go through the pattern and read the entire thing and took notes. And I used graph paper to take notes, and I also wrote directly on the pattern what I wanted to talk about in this video and what I knew would be maybe some struggles for people, especially if you're new to quilting. I also highlighted different things that I needed to know and just kind of got a good overall feel for the pattern. That also gave me a good starting off point to know how much fabric, especially with scraps, that I needed to pull, what colorways, what was going up against what, and all of that. Now that I have my fabrics picked, I've read through the pattern, I've taken some notes, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to starch my fabrics. You don't have to do this step, but there are a lot of bias edges that we're going to be working with, and because I'm using scraps, I'm not sure how they were cut, if they were cut on grain or not. And I'm going to do that before I cut anything, because when you starch fabric, it shrinks it up. So let's do that, and I'll meet you back here when I have all my pieces cut. All the pieces are now cut and ready to be assembled. This is the package block. I'm going to put this aside, and these are the borders. I'm going to put that one aside too, and we're going to work on the tree units. Now for this, the top of the tree is a flying geese unit. So I make these units bigger, and then I use a Bloc Loc ruler to cut them down just because I'm terrible at flying geese units. But for the most part, all of these green pieces are just going to have these white pieces snowballed on. So let me show you what I mean. Take one of these pieces, and I'm just going to lay this right sides together and sew directly on that line. So I'm going to go through and do that to all of these on both sides. And I'm also going to do my flying geese units on both sides, and I'll show you how I trim them up and how we get ready for the next step. Okay, now that these are all sewn, all I'm going to do is set my seams. Now these are my flying geese units, so I'll talk about those in a minute. But these are the other ones, so I'm just going to go through and press right on top of where I sewed, and that's just going to help relax the fibers and set the seams. Okay, so now I can go in and trim off the excess. Now if I wanted to, I could do another seam here and make some mini half square triangles, but I'm not going to. If you want to check your work, you can always push it back first before you cut it away. I'm pretty confident. Let's hope. Famous last words, right? So I'm just going to go in and trim these off just like that. And I'm going to do that on all of these. And then I will press this, finger press it first, and then press it with my iron back. And those are the branches of our tree. But let's talk about the flying geese unit. I put the one square on one side, trimmed it, and then I put the square on the other side. So now I'm going to go in and trim this and press that really well. And then take the correct size of my Bloc Loc ruler, and I'm not sponsored or anything, I just really love these products. And I'm gonna line it up, there's a ridge on it so it doesn't move, and trim it up. Just like that, and then you get a perfect flying geese, so I love that. I'm gonna go through and do that with all of these, and then show you the layout of the block. Okay, all of the tree units are in place and they're pressed and trimmed away and all of that wonderful stuff. Now we're gonna take the side units and lay them out. And I like to do it this way because, well, it gives you the whole idea of how it's laid out, making sure that you don't have any mistakes, and then you can sew it all together just by taking your design board over to the machine. So I'm gonna quickly lay these out. By the way, these are double because we're making 2 trees. So I have everything labeled. And I'm going to just lay it out. Okay, now that it's laid out, I'll take it to my machine. I'm going to sew the rows across and then sew the rows together to make my 2 tree units, and then we'll move on to the package unit. Can't wait, that's really fun to make. All right, I'm gonna get to this. Next, we're gonna make the package block, and it looks intimidating, but it's really not, and I'll show you my sample. So you can see that it's broken up into 4 parts, and then you sew these 2 together. Let me do it this way. Here we go. So these rows together, put this across the middle, and these together. Looks scary, doesn't it? But it's not, I promise. As far as the stripe, you wanna make sure that with your pieces, you're cutting it so the stripes are going this way and not this way, because you won't get this cool look with it. So we start with the quarter square triangles that we cut from the pattern, and then the small pieces of strips. And we're gonna make 4 of these units. And what you're gonna do is line these up like this. And I know, it's over, right? That's okay, we're gonna trim it down. And you're gonna do that 4 times. And just like that. And then I will do one and show you. So all I'm gonna do is take one of these, and I'm gonna start sewing like this. So I'm lining up that bottom, and I'm gonna sew 1/4 inch down. I'm gonna open it, press it towards the center, which is in the pressing instructions in the pattern, and then sew the other side on the exact same way, and I'll meet you back. And it's gonna look like that. You're gonna do that to all 4. Let me show you the other side, see how that is. Got fuzzies on there. The next step is to take the bigger triangle on the cut side. You're gonna place this right sides together, and they should line up perfectly, which they do. Yay, I love when that happens. I'm just gonna sew 1/4 inch down that side. Okay, so this is sewn. I'm just going to set my seam and then press it out like this. And it should look like that. So now we have to trim it up to 4.5 inches. Now you can use a regular ruler, which I will show you, but you can also use another Bloc Loc, which I love, and it just will sit right on there and line it up for you, and you just cut around it. However, if you don't have a Bloc Loc, you can just put a ledge on a ruler. I just used some masking tape and I lined it up right on, what is that, the 45-degree angle? I'm terrible with angles. And I'm just going to line it up as best as I can, making sure that I have a little bit over on each side so I can trim it. Hold it tight and cut. And then you can turn this and make sure that the ledge is right, and then line it up to 4.5. With the Bloc Loc, it's the exact size and it definitely would be a little easier, but like I said, that's fine. Now notice this is the half marks on the side, so I'm lining it up to the 4.5 line, just like that. Perfect, yay! So let's assemble this. So now we just lay this out to make our package. You can see how those stripes really play nice in the whole design. These go in between for the ribbon. And then this goes in the middle. And that is your package block. I'll sew this all together and then I'll meet you at the design board and show you the layout and the borders and finish this up. Okay, so here it is, the layout. And I'm gonna break this down to show you the two blocks on the ends and the middle. So 1 second. For the tree block, we first sew the top and bottom border on, and then the sides, so it'll all line up. It doesn't look it in the original one because seam allowances aren't included. And then the same with the second, except we're gonna sew the sides on first and the top and bottom, but it really doesn't matter because you turn it anyway. So that's not a big deal. You're gonna make 2 of these, we're gonna do 1 of these, and we're gonna put it all together. I'm loving how it's turning out. I'm starting to think about how I wanna quilt it, and it's so much fun. And we could, if you really wanted to, you could change out the center block and maybe have a star. You could add some orange. Orange is my secret word, by the way. But you could add some orange to it and do like an orange star. You could also put a star on the top of the tree if you wanted to. Another thing you could do is make this a very winter project. You wouldn't have to have it as a Christmas project. You could definitely change out the center that way and even put a solid fabric in there if you wanted to. Lots of different choices. You could break these blocks down, just use them individually. It's such a great pattern. I hope you check it out. All right, I'm gonna get to sewing these together and show you the big reveal. It's finished, yay! I just love how this turned out. I had so much fun with this one. It's a great project and it was virtually free. I mean, what was free, right? Everything I used was scraps, even the batting. All the fabric was from my stash and the pattern was free. Can't get much better than that. To quilt it, I just used a serpentine stitch and a straight stitch. I also used this by So Be It Quilts. This is a wonderful tool to space out my quilting. I just did it on my domestic machine and I'm in love with it. I hope you win this. Make sure that you follow along, watch everybody's videos. They're great. Gather those secret words. And then on the 12th of December, 2024, you'll be able to enter. And I think it's open for only 48 hours or something like that. And there will be a drawing too. So I can't wait. I can't wait to give this away and send this off to somebody. I did not label this on purpose. If you want a label from me, let me know. But I figured, you know what? Christmas is crazy. So you can give this as a gift and say you made it. I'm okay with that if you want to do that. So I'm going to leave the label off. But again, if you want a label from me, I can absolutely send you one along with this. Just let me know. Make sure to check out my other videos. I have a ton of tutorials. I do lessons from an old quilt, and I have some other fun stuff too. I'm also all over all of the social media pages under Sew the Distance. I have a website. I have a newsletter. I have all kinds of stuff and many different ways to reach me. I hope you have a wonderful day. I hope you take some time to sew, and I'll see you real soon. And good luck. I hope you win.